flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news. Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. China's experimental advanced superconducting tokamak creates new record in fusion reaction. Indian AI model likely in 6 months, says Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology. Supreme Court issues directions to curb Tanneries pollution in Palar River. Nature studies suggest global decline in intraspecific genetic diversity. Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution Network 2023 to 2024 Impact Report released by World Economic Forum. In our first news for the day, China has achieved a significant breakthrough in nuclear fusion technology, as its experimental advanced superconducting tokamak East, also known as China's artificial sun, has successfully maintained a high confinement plasma operation for over 1,000 plus seconds at an astounding temperature of 100 million degrees Celsius. A tokamak is a machine that confines a plasma using magnetic fields in a donut shape to harness the energy of fusion. But what is nuclear fusion and fission? Nuclear fusion is a process by which two light atomic nuclei combine to form a single heavier one while releasing massive amounts of energy. Nuclear fission splits a heavy element with a high atomic mass number into fragments, releasing energy. Nuclear fusion produces more energy than nuclear fission. Speaking of its significance, this milestone is a crucial step toward the development of fusion-based nuclear reactors, which could serve as a sustainable alternative to other sources of clean energy like wind and solar. Scientists believe that if fusion energy is successfully harnessed, it could play a key role in addressing the global energy crisis and climate change. Nuclear fusion offers several advantages, making it a promising energy source for the future. It generates an exceptionally high energy output, surpassing all other energy sources. Additionally, it relies on abundant and affordable fuel, such as deuterium, tritium, hydrogen, and lithium, which uses cheap input materials and nearly limitless supply. Fusion is also environmentally friendly. It has a zero-emission footprint and it does not contribute to greenhouse gas emissions or global warming. Moreover, it is a safe and clean process, with fusion reactors generating helium, an inert gas, and recycling tritium, a radioactive substance with a short half-life, ensuring that no long-lived radioactive nuclear waste is produced. These factors make nuclear fusion a highly sustainable and efficient energy solution for the future. However, the road to commercial fusion energy is filled with challenges. The process requires maintaining extremely high temperatures of hundreds of millions of degrees Celsius, even hotter than the sun's core, while ensuring plasma stability within the sector. At such high temperatures, matter exists only in the plasma state. Atoms get split into positively and negatively charged particles. Keeping plasma stable in order to extract energy is difficult. Strong magnetic confinement is needed, as the plasma must be suspended within a confined space using strong magnetic fields to prevent contact with reactor walls. Despite these hurdles, China's success with East marks a significant leap forward in fusion research. With continued advancements, nuclear fusion could one day become a limitless and clean energy source. transforming the future of power generation. Moving on, in a major step towards technological self-reliance, India is set to launch its own indigenous AI model within the next 6 months, as announced by the Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology. Alongside this announcement, the minister also launched a call for proposals under the India AI Mission, inviting startups, researchers, and entrepreneurs to contribute to the development of foundational AI models trained on Indian data sets. Now, let's take a look at what sets India's AI model apart. Initially, it will be powered by 10,000 graphics processing units or GPUs, with plans to scale up to 18,693 GPUs. GPUs are specialized processors that can handle multiple data operations simultaneously, making them crucial for AI, machine learning, and video processing. Cost efficiency is another key advantage. India's AI model will offer computation at less than 100 rupees per hour after a 40% government subsidy, a stark contrast to global AI models that cost $2.5 to $3 per hour. The applications of this model will be multidimensional, enabling scalable and impactful AI solutions in sectors such as healthcare, education, agriculture, climate, and governance. But why is an indigenous AI model necessary? The answer lies in 4 critical aspects. First, it will boost innovation and research, helping India meet global AI standards while addressing challenges unique to the country. Second, it will ensure a strong ethical AI framework, prioritizing inclusivity, fairness, and bias elimination, crucial in a diverse nation like India. Third, it will strengthen digital sovereignty, allowing India to control its AI infrastructure across data, hardware, and software. Lastly, the initiative enhances security and data protection, incorporating measures such as AI bias mitigation, explainable AI frameworks, and AI privacy strategies to safeguard Indian data from foreign machine learning models. To achieve these objectives, the government has rolled out several initiatives. The India AI Mission aims to strengthen the AI innovation ecosystem, while the India AI Safety Institute, under the Safe and Trusted AI pillar, will focus on addressing AI risks and safety challenges. Additionally, the India AI Innovation Center will work on developing and deploying large multimodal models or LMMs and domain-specific foundational AI models. With these efforts, India is taking a decisive step towards becoming a global AI powerhouse. The next few months will be crucial as the country moves closer to unveiling its own AI model built for and by India. Moving ahead, let's focus on a significant development concerning environmental protection, as the Supreme Court has issued directions to curb pollution in the Palar River caused by tannery effluents. This decision is rooted in the landmark Vellore Citizens Welfare Forum versus Union of India 1996 judgment, where the court emphasized the precautionary principle and the polluter pays principle as fundamental to sustainable development. The polluter pays principle ensures that those responsible for pollution must bear the cost of mitigating its harmful effects, while the precautionary principle allows authorities to take preventive action even when scientific certainty is not absolute. Upholding these principles, the Supreme Court has directed the state government to compensate individuals affected by pollution, with the cost to be recovered from the polluters. Additionally, the court has mandated the formation of an expert committee to assess the ecological damage and propose necessary remedial measures. The urgency of this intervention becomes clear when we examine the scale of pollution in the Palar River in Tamil Nadu. The river has been heavily contaminated by tannery effluents, including toxic heavy metals like chromium. Tanneries, where animal hides are processed into leather, often discharge untreated chemicals, leading to irreversible environmental damage to the water bodies, groundwater, and agricultural lands, etc. This is not the first time the Supreme Court has reinforced environmental protection through its judgments. In Rural Litigation and Entitlement Kendra versus State 1988, the court recognized the right to live in a healthy environment as part of Article 21 of the Constitution. Similarly, in MC Mehta versus Union of India 1987, it acknowledged the right to a pollution-free environment as a fundamental right. Another crucial ruling, T.N. Godavarman Tirumalpad versus Union of India and others 1996, expanded the definition of forest to include all green expanses regardless of their classification or ownership. With these rulings, the Supreme Court has consistently upheld environmental protection as a constitutional priority. The latest action on Palar river pollution serves as yet another reminder that industries must be held accountable for environmental degradation, ensuring a balance between development and ecological sustainability. Moving on, a groundbreaking study published by Nature has highlighted a pressing environmental concern: the global decline in intraspecific genetic diversity. The study, spanning 3 decades, analyzed over 600 species of animals, plants, and fungi across terrestrial and marine ecosystems. But why does genetic diversity matter? Genetic diversity refers to the range of inherited traits within a species, which is crucial for populations to adapt to changing environments. It is a key factor in ensuring the long-term survival of species and maintaining ecosystem resilience. Now, let's take a look at the key findings of the study. Shockingly, two-thirds of the studied populations experienced a decline in genetic diversity, and less than half of them received any conservation management. What's more concerning is that genetic loss is not exclusive to rare or threatened species. It is happening across the board regardless of IUCN status. Birds and mammals were found to be particularly affected by this decline. Despite these alarming trends, conservation efforts provide hope. Measures such as habitat restoration, disease control, and captive breeding can help reverse genetic loss. But what is driving this loss? Several factors contribute to the decline in genetic diversity. Anthropogenic factors such as unsustainable harvesting, land use change, habitat degradation, and fragmentation are major causes. Additionally, biological threats like invasive species and disease spread further accelerate the decline. Beyond these, environmental changes, including global warming and extreme climatic events, are playing a significant role. These climate-related factors lead to habitat disruptions and loss of viable populations, intensifying the genetic decline. Alongside environmental shifts, natural phenomena such as extreme weather events and abiotic natural disturbances further contribute to the loss of genetic diversity. In response to this crisis, several global and national initiatives are in place. The Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, under the Convention on Biological Diversity, has set targets to safeguard the genetic diversity of all species. Conservation efforts are being carried out through both in situ methods, such as protected areas and national parks, including India's Project Tiger, and ex situ approaches like zoological parks and gene banks. Additionally, technological advancements like environmental DNA or eDNA, genome sequencing, and DNA barcoding are enhancing conservation efforts. To sum it up, maintaining genetic diversity is not just about saving species. It's about safeguarding biodiversity, ensuring resilience against environmental challenges, and preserving the many benefits that nature provides to humanity. Now, let's take a closer look at the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution Network 2023-24 Impact Report by the World Economic Forum or WEF, which highlights groundbreaking initiatives shaping the future. From drones delivering healthcare in India to innovations tackling global challenges, the report presents remarkable advancements. Let's begin with some key highlights from the report. The research and impact generation efforts are centered around 7 core thematic areas, including ushering in the intelligent age, agriculture, health and biotechnology, and the energy transition, among others. These themes form the foundation of the transformative changes we are witnessing today. Speaking of transformation, the impact of the fourth industrial revolution is evident across sectors. Let's take a look at a few examples. In transportation, autonomous mobility is making waves. Saudi Arabia is integrating autonomous vehicles into its national transport system, which is expected to reduce traffic accidents, enhance transport efficiency, and generate new employment opportunities. Shifting gears to food security, the focus on alternative proteins is gaining traction. The initiative aims to incubate innovative protein sources such as plant-based and cultivated proteins, ensuring sustainable food security solutions for the future. Now, let's turn to agriculture. The Sagu Bagu pilot program in Telangana, India, has been a game changer for farmers. Involving 7,000 chili farmers, this initiative has proven that agri-tech can significantly boost farmer incomes while reducing agriculture's environmental footprint, a promising step towards a more efficient and sustainable agricultural landscape. But India's involvement in the fourth industrial revolution doesn't stop there. The country is actively driving innovation through several key initiatives. First, the AI for India 2030 initiative by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology aims to accelerate AI adoption across sectors. Next, we have the Artificial Intelligence for Agriculture Innovation or AI for AI program, which is a collaborative effort between the World Economic Forum and the Ministry of Agriculture, focusing on revolutionizing agriculture with AI-driven solutions. And finally, the National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System or NMICPS, launched by the Department of Science and Technology, is playing a crucial role in enhancing startups, human resource development, and skill building in emerging technologies. Now, let's take a broader look at the evolution of industrial revolutions and how we arrived at Industry 4.0. We started with Industry 1.0, which emerged at the end of the 18th century. This was the age of mechanization, where water and steam power were used to enhance production capacity and productivity, replacing manual craft work. Moving forward to the start of the 20th century, we saw the rise of Industry 2.0, electrification. This era introduced labor-based mass production through assembly lines powered by electrical energy. Fast forward to the 1970s, Industry 3.0, automatization took center stage. Electronics and computers revolutionized industries by replacing manual labor with standalone robotic systems. And now, we are in the era of Industry 4.0, cyber physical systems. This marks the convergence of physical, digital, and virtual environments through cyber physical systems or CPS and the Internet of Things or IoT, driving unprecedented levels of connectivity and automation. As we can see, the fourth industrial revolution is not just a concept, it's a rapidly evolving reality. With innovative projects making an impact across industries, we are witnessing the future unfold before our eyes. In today's Place in News, we will be discussing the Republic of Guinea with its capital, Conakry. Guinea has recently achieved a significant milestone by successfully eliminating the Gambiancy form of human African trypanosomiasis or HAT, commonly known as sleeping sickness. Now, let's take a closer look at some key facts about the Republic of Guinea. Situated in Western Africa, Guinea is located along the Atlantic coast. It shares its borders with Guinea-Bissau to the northwest, Senegal to the north, Mali to the northeast, Cote d'Ivoire to the southeast, and Liberia and Sierra Leone to the south. Geographically, Guinea experiences a tropical climate, which is hot and humid throughout the year. The country is home to several mountain ranges, including Nimba, Loma, and Fouta Djallon. Its major rivers include the Niger, Gambia, Bafing, and Bakoe, with the latter two forming the headwaters of the Senegal River. The highest peak in Guinea is Mount Nimba. As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Recently, the UN Resident Coordinator in India highlighted that building lasting partnerships is essential for Blue Helmets to effectively tackle global threats. Blue Helmets refers to United Nations peacekeepers as they use blue helmets while carrying out peacekeeping missions around the world. The Supreme Court has relaxed a condition pertaining to the appointment of ad hoc judges to high courts, which was laid down in the case of Lok Prahari versus Union of India 2021. One of the conditions in the Lok Prahari versus Union of India case states that ad hoc judges can be appointed to high courts only if their judicial vacancies cross 20% of the sanctioned strength. Recently, the RBI published the Reserve Bank of India Digital Payments Index, or RBI DPI, which aims to capture the extent of digitization of payment systems and measure the adoption of online transactions. It is released on a semi-annual basis, March and September. The Philippines offered to remove the Typhoon mid-range missile system, a US missile system, if China ceases its aggressive actions in the South China Sea. The US Army Strategic Mid-Range Fire System, also known as a Typhoon missile system, can launch both SM-6 missiles and Tomahawk cruise missiles. The Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal has stayed the penalties imposed by the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India on telecom companies for not being able to curb spam. TDSAT is a statutory body that functions to adjudicate disputes, dispose of appeals, and protect the interest of service providers and consumers. Recently, the INSV Tarini under Navika Sagar Parikrama 2 successfully passed through Point Nemo, which is the location in the South Pacific Ocean that is farthest from land. Navika Sagar Parikrama 2 is an ambitious circumnavigation of the globe that has been undertaken by two female officers of the Indian Navy. The SEBI issues guidelines for the evaluation of the performance of statutory committees of market infrastructure institutions. Under these guidelines, these institutions are required to appoint an independent external agency to evaluate their performance and the functioning of their statutory committees, which needs to be done once every 3 years. Recently, a Russian nuclear-powered vessel 50 led Poverty collided with a cargo vessel in the Kara Sea. The Kara Sea is a shallow, marginal sea of the Arctic Ocean located to the north of Siberia, Russia, and formed due to the melting of glaciers in the last ice age. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.